Hi, good day. My name is Muhammad Hafizuddin bin Harun. My student ID 930116026167001. Now, I'm taking the course English for oral communication. The purpose of my speech is to describe Cindai in the Malay world. Cindai fabric or lima fabric refers to a high quality fine silk woven fabric with a high number of threads per inch and is said to have its own special features. This high amount of double bond weaving makes Cindai fabric very strong and is a favorite because it is thought to be able to withstand stabbing weapons. This can be considered comparable to the use of silk shirts by Mongol warriors, which cause arrows that penetrate their bodies to be unable to penetrate the lining of their silk shirts, thus allowing the arrowheads to be pulled out. The manufacture of Cindai fabric also requires a high level of weaving expertise, causing the amount produced to be limited and therefore in high demand. This caused the price to be high and became a status symbol for aristocrats and the wealthy. Terengganu was famous as a producer of Cindai fabric or lima in 19th century. According to history, Cindai was brought into Malaya by traders from East Asia and Gujarat. Its privilege at that time as an instrument of greatness made it considered noble. At first, it was just an ordinary fabric, but when it came into the Malay land, it became extraordinary with various uses. Cindai is also used as a weapon because of its strength and it used as a whip. It is also used to strangle or grab the opponent's limbs and lock or bind the opponent's movements. Usually for a fight, one end for this fabric will be tied in a certain knot to serve as weight to make it easier to whip. Cindai experts can whip these knots with precision and it is said that they can break mounts with the precision and strength of the whip. Malay female fighters of Silat usually use it as a self-defense weapon because Cindai is used as a veil, shawl or belt in the traditional wear of Malay women's clothing. In Malay literature, Cindai fabric was used by Hang Jebat to wrap wounds before he went on a rampage. Hang Jebat is to have only died after his wound was unwrapped by Hang Tuah. Hang Jebat sensed that there was no weapon capable of defeating Keris Tamingsari, some kind of dagger, not to mention that it was now in the hands of Tuah, who was famous in the knowledge of Keris martial art. So there is only one weapon that can defeat Keris Tamingsari, which is Cindai martial art. Similarly, Hang Tuah was surprised to see Hang Jebat trying to get tabir clothes to be used as Cindai martial art because Hang Tuah also knows about the greatness of this Cindai art. That was their teacher's message when they were taught at Gunung Ledang. When the veil covers Hang Jebat, then there is the best chance for Hang Tuah to defeat Jebat. If Jebat had time to use the knowledge of Cindai art, which is filled with innermost thoughts, then it is not necessarily that Tuah can throw Jebat away. But Jebat was not killed immediately, instead went on a rampage, killing everyone who opposed him. Some say that this is when Jebat uses the art of wet Cindai as a result of the flowing blood soaking the Cindai clothes that Jebat makes crooked to stop the bleeding. A scarf wrapped around one's own body, the dance step for fighting a refined inner movement is revealed once Cindai Jutsu becomes magical. Therefore, it is because of this history that Silat Seni Gayung considers the game of Seni Cindai or Cindai martial art to be the highest game. Because the message of Sang Adiputra and the advice of Sang Pesantalana is only the knowledge of Cindai art that is filled with inner feeling that can defeat the famous magical power of Tamingsari dagger. There is no denying that the art of Cindai in Silat Gayung art is not just an outward game, it is connected to the inner world. Admal once demonstrated the inner knowledge of Cindai art at Pantai Cahaya Bulan, Kelantan once upon a time. Using a tasi string, he broke a branch of the rue tree that was the size of an adult calf. As we all know, the branches of the rue tree are very tough to break, not to mention the branches, how it can be broken with such a fine tasi string. That's a little story of the greatness of Atma and Seni Cindai. Study with a teacher who has an authentic sana in the art of Cindai. God willing, Gayong's children will all know the true nature of this knowledge. This is the true history of Cindai art and why it is considered the highest game in Silat Seni Gayong. Okay, that's all. Thank you.